Welcome to the U.S.S. Dauntless preview. Here we go. How much time do we have? Oh, we've got plenty of time to argue about this till Kingdom Come.
I'm not sure how much arguing there's going to actually be, though, because we talked about it after the show, and I'm actually pretty sure you guys are right on this one. But anyway, let's move on.
U.S.S. Dauntless. Dauntless class, 26 points. It's an independent ship. Not to be confused with a U.S.S. ship that's a mirror ship or a U.S.S. ship that's... Never mind. 2 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, 5 shields. 4 techs for your upgrade slots. Has the evade, target lock, scan, battle station bar, so not bad there. Ability, each time you perform an action or use an ability on any of your tech upgrades, place 1 mission token on this card. During the roll attack die step, you may spend up to 2 of these tokens to gain +1 attack die for that attack for each token spent.
Okay, there is currently a huge raging argument about how the Dauntless works. You have some people saying that it is... The problem is the way the first line of that is phrased. Some people are interpreting that as you get a token every single time you take a tech action, and some people are interpreting that as every single time you take an action, period. I fall into the... Yeah, so I fall squarely into the tech camp.
I do as well.
Yeah, so,
but I can see how it can be interpreted that way.
Yeah, here's the thing. I want to like this ship. I have tried really, really hard to make this ship work. This was originally going to be the second episode of Battle Stations. I could not make a workable list that was not better served on a different ship, period. The problem is, it is so hard to get any kind of quality on this ship because there is no... Okay, so let me just lay out my definitions here. There are 2 kinds of quality. Repeatable quality, and basically, I don't know what to call it, but like something like bioneural gel packs, where it gets you actionless quality, but you have to pay an action for it later. Mm-hmm. Almost all of the actionless quality that is truly actionless is crew, or a captain. And the thing is, you can put crew slots on here through captains or fleet captains or something, but the amount of points it takes to get you to the point where you can start putting quality on this just makes it not worth it compared to almost any other ship in the game.
Because the appeal is for a secondary weapon, right? But you have to put... Your captain has to give you a weapon slot. It doesn't even start with a weapon slot. Mm-hmm. Or your fleet captain has to give you a weapon slot, so it's a lot of points. I ran into the same problem. I couldn't get any quality on the secondary weapons. And
see, here's the thing. What you could do is you could put a captain that gives you a crew slot, take Sakona, and then take a weapon with that. But since even the Romulan Disruptor card, that's a good weapon, is going to be 6 points on this, it won't get the Sakona discount. Any weapon that will is not that great.
I had it Sakona putting the aft phase array on, but that's Dominion only, right?
The one that works at 360. It's only Dominion ships.
So it'd have to be the dorsal one is any ship, right?
Sure, but then the question is, why are you not just putting that on a better ship?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too.
Because in order to play into this ship's advantages, the ability is really cool. And if this ship had even 1 crew slot, the ship ability would be super playable, and I could do a ton of stuff with this. But try it for yourself at home, folks. It is just way too hard.
Interesting.
And I tried. I've been hitting my head against this ship for weeks trying to make it work.
Oh, no. I'm just highly amused by the fact that I can put Calvin Hudson and a fleet captain on this and fit 7 cloaked mines.
All the cloaked mines.
Don't even need any shuttle shenanigans. Just 7 cloaked mines.
And that gives you your tokens too. All right, there you go. Awesome.
Either that or 6 cloaked mines and the thing that lets me jump anywhere on the board so I can place the other cloaked mines behind you.
Oh my god, that's great. There we go. I love it.
That's
Oh
my
my God.
contribution to this discussion.
And they all only cost 2 points because of Hudson. Oh my God.
Aren't you glad you have me around, Tucker?
Oh wait, you know what I just realized, Will?
Hmm.
To make it cheaper, make Hudson a. Oh, never mind. You can't use him with hijackers. Shoot.
Try to get the just to try to get the faction penalty out of there.
Yeah, but you
I
can't
was
use
I
him
was
with
even
hijackers.
considering just using Reliant Khan or the other Mirror Universe guy, but Calvin Hudson gives me the extra slot,
That's true.
and it could be a crew slot if I really wanted it to be. But come on,
Yeah,
7 cloaked mines.
7 cloak mines. Awesome. All right, I'll grant you that. And the quantum singularity trick you mentioned is, or the quantum slipstream trick you mentioned is actually pretty good.
Mhm.
So let's go on because there are some cards there. Now that we've gotten the awful ship out of the way, let's talk about the upgrades because I actually liked a lot of them.
There's a lot of interesting things that happen on this ship. So we've got Arcturus, 5-point independent captain with 3 skill to start with, but that changes. He has a talent slot. His captain skill is +5 if he's assigned to a Dauntless class ship. As an action, you can target a ship at range 2 to 3, disable either the captain card or up to 2 crew upgrades on the target ship, and place an auxiliary power token beside your ship.
Okay. Will?
Can I make Chang work now?
No, because this is like straight up better. Just run this guy.
I actually think he's one of the best captains in the game, and
Yeah,
it's
I
good
agree.
it's good that the Dauntless is so bad because you don't want him anywhere near it. You want his captain skill low.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, look, this is the only 3-point captain I would actually feel comfortable paying 5 points for. This ability is so freaking good. Like, you know when I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to give me a second.
Gotcha. But yeah, this is a really nice ability. Like even if you're not disabling captains, which is always a good time, disabling 2 crew upgrades. So people that are running crew are generally running a number of crew that are good, and they don't want to spend turns re-enabling.
And they're reliant on them
Mm-hmm.
as well. Everything, the range 2 to 3 instead of range 1 to 2 is so good, is so much better. And then, like Scotty, part of the reason Scotty was so good in the early going is he gave you that versatility, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy does that as well in a different way, right? It's captains or it's crew.
Hey,
There's
And
no
you've
there's no
got one thing that's
downside, right?
always useful. What was that, Tucker?
I'm back. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Yeah.
Arcturus.
Sorry. I just got some bad news about my grandfather. But what were you
Oh.
talking about?
Arcturus being super flexible because everyone has captains, and if they use crew, then their crew is going to be something important that they don't want to have to spend turn re-enabling.
Correct. I picture this fleet, will you? Okay. This is I would call this faction pure. Some people might call it ship pure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got Queen Vessel Prime with tactical drone, the reroll one, and mag charges. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got a Soong with Artorias, and you may not be able to fit everything if you have mag charges on one of the ships. Whatever. The point is, you use Artorias on one ship, and then Admiral Borg Queen and Data.
Disable all the captains.
Disable 2 captains every single turn. That will just shut so many things down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's nuts.
It's also very fun disabling captains because there are other things that work well against disabled captains, like Gulamek, Gulma Dread, and even just like Car. And all of those I just named are, well, no, they're not all Dominion, but there's a lot of different ones that you can use because you get bonuses when their skill is lower, or even just that.
I mean,
you can target your own. You can target your own captain and disable him. In the case of, yep, you know exactly where I was going with that one. And yeah, there's cool things that abound that I would run. That I could see running this guy either a 3 or an 8 skill.
Running him at 8 skill would require me to put him on the Dauntless.
Hey,
I mean, and that that would require me to run the Dauntless.
That would
It's
require
kinda
me to have
nice to
6
sell.
copies of Cloaked Minds.
Oh yeah. Oh. So you're gonna give up one of the Hudson cloaked mines? Okay. All right. Okay.
These things happen.
Awesome.
yeah.
No, I could actually see that, because then you'd go after everybody, so you'd have better info for your cloaked mine. Or no, you need to shut up. Whatever. Let's go on.
You'd be able to disable them, and they wouldn't be able to re-enable them before combat.
Oh, that's a good point.
Auto navigation, 2-point independent tech. Add a tech slot to your upgrade bar. We love more tech slots. By the way, this is free with Calvin Hudson plus Fleet Captain. When this card is assigned to your ship, you do not have to have a captain card assigned to your ship. And your ship has a skill number of 2. When you reveal your chosen maneuver, you may disable this card to change that maneuver to any green maneuver on your ship style. Sadly,
So
does not
here's-
stack with Impulse Drive.
So here's kind of a problem. As currently worded, regardless of the captain you put on this, your skill will always be 2. So probably not what they intended. But as currently worded, this turns Jean-Luc Picard with a Uhura and a flagship into a 2. Or a fleet captain. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, happy day! I can take Jean-Luc Picard and give Martok to get him another action.
It'll get worse.
Yes, I guess that, yeah. And then you could disable it and go back up to 9.
But maybe in a month or two, they will actually answer that and address that.
Yeah.
It'll get worse for sure.
But no, but think about this. This is a thing you could do. Take this with Jean-Luc Picard 9 and engage, okay? Take your maneuver, change it to something. Now you're suddenly a 9 again, and you can engage to get a better position.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a neat combo, I think.
It's a good combo for any high skill captain, really. Assuming that you actually get to keep your high skill captain.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we go on?
Indeed. Quantum Slipstream Drive. 6-point independent tech. Unique. If you reveal a maneuver with a speed of 5 or greater, before performing the maneuver, you may discard this card to remove your ship from the play area, discard all tokens from beside your ship except for auxiliary power tokens, and then immediately place it back in the play area, but not within range 1 to 3 of any other ship. You cannot attack during the round you use this ability.
If it did not have that last sentence, it would be amazing.
I mean, you get the same thing from all of the other quantum jumps.
Except for all of the other ones, your ship can't be shot at the turn you use it.
Because you're off the board, yeah.
That's why it's worse than the others.
Mm-hmm.
The other reason it's worse is, now, if you reveal a maneuver of speed 5 or greater, hang on to that for a second. That sounds like a thing because not many ships have a 5 forward, which is what realistically you're going to have. However, Worf ruled that what you can do is if you reveal a 3, you can use ion thrusters to change the revealed maneuver into a 4, which is good enough for that wording on Transwarp Drive. So for this, if you want to put it on a ship with a 4 forward or 4 bank or something, you can use ion thrusters to make the change and it will work.
Are you sure that works with Transwarp, though? Like, I know it
Yes.
triggers Transwarp, but
you-
does Transwarp change your dial, or does it just say you perform that maneuver?
No. You misunderstand me. Ion thrusters change your dial.
Mhm.
Transwarp is for if you reveal a 4 forward maneuver, a 4 or 5.
Yeah, but it doesn't say it changes your maneuver to a straight 6. It says you may
Will,
instead
you're
use
not listening to me. You change a 3 into a 4 with the ion thrusters, which will trigger Transwarp.
That's not what I'm saying. You're not listening to me. I'm saying the 6 will not trigger this.
I'm not saying use Transwarp Drive to trigger this. I'm saying use ion thrusters and a 4 forward to trigger this.
Gotcha. That works.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. We got that out of the way.
Not sure why you would want to do that, but you could.
Mm-hmm. And we take another tech slot, and it'd be a Dominion tech slot.
Yeah, I mean, it works. Maybe there's something funny you can do, but it makes it available to more ships, is my point.
And you do perform the maneuver after, right?
As it is worded, we are assuming that you can. Well, I am anyway.
Yeah, that does seem to happen, actually.
Because it doesn't say don't perform the maneuver, does it?
It says before
actually,
performing the maneuver.
Yep.
so you still would perform the maneuver, I assume. That's going to take some, which is interesting because it'll put you in range 1 to 3. It's just you won't be able to attack.
And if you're within range 1 to 3 and you're doing a 5 forward, all of a sudden you're in range 1. You haven't taken your action yet.
That's true. Gank things.
There's lots of things at range 1 that like to steal stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is brutal with Arturius.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, he's range 2 to 3 though.
Yeah, but come on. You can make that happen.
Oh yeah, just
Yeah.
put it. All you gotta do is move it out the extra 4 centimeters.
Yeah, just put it on a diagonal or
Yeah.
something. So I mean,
Let's see. This removes enemy target locks. Yeah, that's another thing it does.
Even sitting directly on a ship 6, depending on the ship, can be devastating to it.
mm-hmm. That's true.
Because I pulled tricks like these before.
The next turn.
I've used tricks like these before with my bio ships when I was running them with Quantum Singularity. Because the next turn you get up right behind them with your either your 4 or a 6 forward with Transwarp Drive.
Yeah, but this way they can't even outrun it. Like,
Oh yeah.
This way, even if they do a 4 forward, like you're still going to be right up their butt.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's better than I thought. I will take the possibility of getting shot at in order to teleport directly behind someone.
And directly behind, and definitely within range to do horrible, horrible things to them.
Mm-hmm.
Might bring back Croesus. Love Croesus. But yeah, that again is assuming that you get your maneuver afterwards, since it doesn't say instead of. I'm sure Worf will come back at the same time they try to fix the last one that we were just talking about of auto navigation, and say no, that doesn't work. But even so,
All right.
you're still getting somewhere else.
This one would be egregious though. I mean, it says before performing the maneuver. They might not change this one.
Yeah, I mean that it says you do the maneuver. I mean, all right.
I mean,
I'll take it.
thematically, it makes sense to me if you've ever seen Back to the Future. I mean, you're still going 88 miles per hour when you come back in time.
Who
Yeah.
has never seen Back to the Future?
I've never seen it all the way through.
Disconnect him, Will.
Hey, I can't do that. He hasn't given me grief about Battlestar in at least a week.
That's
so.
right. Will hasn't seen any of Battlestar Galactica. At least I've seen some of the damn movie.
Back to the Future is a cultural touchstone.
So is Battlestar Galactica.
The new one?
Yes.
Ugh. I not only
Come
have I
back,
seen
come
it,
back
I
to
don't
me
like
when
it.
you have a college roommate that made you sit through Dune every consecutive weekend of your entire college life.
That's fine. Dune is a great movie.
The new or the old ones?
I'm just messing with you. They're both pretty bad, honestly.
It's a great book.
Yeah, it is a great book. And both the movies are enjoyable, but they're not objectively good.
Power distribution grid. On to our next card. After our pop culture references. Do we want David back yet? I don't know, David. Do you watch Dune? Do you watch Back to the Future? 2-point
Power
independent.
distribution grid.
2-point independent tech upgrade. During the activation phase, before you move, you may discard this card to disregard your chosen maneuver and perform one of the turn maneuvers, left turn or right turn, on your maneuver dial instead. Treat this as a red maneuver.
I mean, I guess counters lure.
I mean, technically, because this one doesn't say that it's changing your maneuver dial. It's saying disregard the dial entirely.
Yeah. I don't see much else used for it. I mean, nobody uses Travis Mayweather, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly for counteracting lure, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the other thing is when back in the day when people didn't know which direction board ships were going, you could do the turn one way and then this could flip it to turn the other way.
Yeah, but people know where they're going now.
Yep. And if they were having that problem to begin with, they could always just take in New Uhura. So.
Or something. Yeah. Emergency shutdown?
Ah, crap, I did it. Emergency shutdown. 3-point independent talent. During the activation phase, before you move, you may discard this card to disregard your chosen maneuver and not move. If you do so, you lose your perform action step for that round. Isn't this like strictly worse than full stop?
Full stop is...
It is, because you don't lose your talent with full stop.
Your action.
You mean your action?
Sorry, yeah, your action. Full stop
Actually,
is
hilariously, it's exactly the same wording, except full stop explicitly lets you have your actions. That's great. So, I mean, I guess you could run both of them if you really needed to not move ever.
I'm just gonna sit here and never go anywhere.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see a reason to run this instead of full stop, but I like both of them.
you only have 3 points, I guess, and an independent ship. That's the only reason.
And
Yeah,
they're
but
both
again, it's
unique
like-
if you wanted to, like you said earlier, if you wanted to run both of them.
Yeah, I mean, look, it full stop is a pretty good ability. Like, yes, there's a strictly better card, but both of them are unique, so this gives you another use. I'll take it. Look, let me put it this way. If there was a ship that had a red full stop maneuver, I would run that ship, and I would use that maneuver all the time. Like, I don't regard this necessarily. I mean, yes, this is a strictly worse full stop, but I'm not saying that this is like, oh, this is worse than full stop. I'm saying that this is a good card, and full stop is really good. You see what I mean?
Really would be nicer if we had these actually on the maneuver dial, though.
Oh God, tell me about it. Still, I actually read Andrew Parks' reason for not having ships do full stops, and I have to sort of agree with it.
Yeah.
His reason is if you have full stops, nobody would ever move, and you would just sit there shooting each other for the rest of the game.
I think that's not entirely the case these days anymore.
I don't know, Will. I mean,
Well, okay, I know Peter did it with his build, because he would just go back and forth one all the time with his ships.
Especially with the Borg. Like, the Borg will definitely just sit there and shoot you the whole time.
Yeah, the Borg already can do that.
They already have the ability.
But see, but Borg don't generally just sit there. They come at you, they get behind you, and then they keep murdering you.
All right, whatever. Let's move on. We got like 4 more cards to talk about, and then the big ones. So.
Indeed. That'll be for next week's State of the Game of State of the Federation.
Is it? Is this episode? Wait, is this episode 50?
This is episode 49.
Oh, I thought we were. Never mind.
I thought it was episode 50. We'll go with it. Skipping the next one, we're going to Force Field. 3-point independent tech upgrade. If an enemy ship causes one of your upgrades to be disabled or discarded, you may disable this card to roll a defense die. If you roll an evade result, the target upgrade is not disabled or discarded.
No, keep going.
Oh, this upgrade costs +5 for any ship other than a Dauntless class.
Yeah, that's why it sucks.
Well, Will said enough horrible things about it just reading it out.
I'll roll a defense die and have it not work. Ever.
Yeah, no. Nobody plays Karen Reese, okay?
Nope.
Well,
it's not as if it was as surefire as something as lovely as Cost or Dispersion Field, maybe.
Yeah, but nobody even runs those anymore.
Dispersion Field, yes. Cost, no.
Navigational Deflector?
Navigational Deflector. Oh my gosh, what did they do to this card? 4-point independent tech upgrade. I think they made it slightly worse. When taking damage this round, you may discard this card to cancel one hit result. That part's the same. If the damage is from a minefield or an obstacle, disable this card instead of discarding it. You may roll defense dice against obstacles or minefields. No ship may be equipped with more than one navigational deflector upgrade.
Why did they make it worse?
Because, as written... Oh, my poor cat.
Yeah.
As written, you're going to be disabling this if you hit a minefield, and while this is disabled, you will not be rolling your defense dice.
No, because you don't have to disable it to take the damage. And in fact, Will, let me.
You have to make a choice here. Either you stop a damage with it, or you roll defense dice against the minefield. The other navigational deflector did both.
Nope. You can. There's no reason you cannot roll your defense dice first and then use this card. The timing on it says when taking damage this round. In other words, you take damage at the end of the compare results step, which is after the roll defense dice step.
The only time you have a chance to cancel a hit result is during the modify attack dice step. No?
No.
It's like interface.
Thank you. That was the card I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Interface doesn't let you cancel anything afterwards.
it's a mess.
It's
'Cause
a modify.
Damage happens after hit results and stuff are resolved, right?
Yeah.
Damage is the cards coming down.
Yeah, actually, technically, this doesn't even work. Hold on.
That's what I was saying.
No, you know what? They both have the same. They both have the same wording. I'm looking at the U.S.S. Equinox navigational deflector. When taking damage, you may discard this card to cancel one hit result.
Mm-hmm. If you disable this card, you may
Oh,
roll
I see
defense dice
what
against
you're saying.
obstacles
If
or
you disable
minefields.
this, but technically, if you disable it, it doesn't have any dice, or it doesn't have any wording.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about this navigational deflector. If
No,
it works the same as
oh
this
my God.
navigational deflector.
No, but you don't need to disable it to roll the defense dice.
No, but if you don't disable
No,
it, you're
okay.
not.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They're gonna have to warp.
This
they're gonna have
card is
to
a mess.
warp it.
Let's talk about something else.
So this is the what? The fourth card just in this pack that has absolutely terrible wording.
People, please don't play any of these cards. Some of them are actually pretty good, but for your local TO's sake, please just don't play them. Particle synthesis.
They need a new designer for this game. Particle synthesis, 5-point independent tech upgrade. Action: disable this card and discard one of your tech upgrades to repair either 1 damage to your hull or up to 2 damage, or up to 2 of your shield tokens. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Dauntless class ship. Yay!
Terrible.
Something simple and straightforward.
Terrible.
Yeah, we're still never going to run it.
Please don't ever run this, even on a Dauntless class ship. So bad.
Like, even if it was just discard something else, you still have to disable this thing too.
And it's not worth it for 1 damage to your hull. Action repair 1 damage to your hull is barely worth it.
Mm-hmm. You can still attack. But for 5 points and only for a Dauntless?
You know what costs 5 points on a Dauntless? If you can get a crew slot, Glendaro. Run that.
Yay! I'd rather run Scotty, but that works.
Well, yeah, it's a more direct comparison. That's my point.
Ah, and here we come.